This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Theater 40 for their presentation of Vino Veritas. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Michael Karm, director of Vino Veritas.
What did you like about this piece?
Well, it's surprising because the first act seems like it may be a sitcom, and it's a very big surprise for the first act ending, and then the subsequent second act is a wonderful fleshing out of character and surprises for an audience. And that's what's wonderful about live theater. It just is a miracle that people made their lines real and an audience responds. And that's brilliant in the actors and in an audience. That it's a combination of that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the piece also. The reason I did it was very true to life. It was kind of a little bit surreal because I'm actually from Orange County. And I'm not sure if you know about Orange County. It's actually very well-to-do. It's kind of middle class. But it also has a 50% divorce rate.
I think it's 50% divorce rate everywhere in the world now. I mean, I don't know in the world, but probably in the U.S. But it's very, very difficult to be with oneself. And then when you impose your feelings on someone else, and they don't necessarily live up to some fairy tale. And the fleshing out of that may take a dozen years to see who you are and then to see who someone else is. And then there are kids along the way, and it gets very complicated.
Are you married yourself?
I'm not married now, but my ex was here, and I have a relationship with her, and not an intimate relationship, but a very close relationship. And so I've been divorced 28 years, and she was here tonight. And I have another ongoing relationship also.
Yeah, I actually saw you with your wife, and you two looked very close. I thought you were... Well, you look very civil, you know what I mean? You fooled me a lot.
Well, I love her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love her as a person, and we've been close, probably because of our son. And I married my son and daughter-in-law 3 years ago. So we have a very close family, and we've always celebrated birthdays and anniversaries, unbelievably, and holidays, all together, everyone. All of us.
That actually says a lot about the show. I mean, if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Well, they should be prepared to be in an event. They're in a shared event, and it's different. This is a fabulous theater that I've always loved because Ming-Cho Lee designed this theater, worldwide renowned designer. And the set designer, Jeff Rake, is a stupendous artist. And so I love being here in this theater, and it feels like it's a Broadway stage. And this cast is quite remarkable. They lift the dead words off a page and make it their own. Now that's really what they're supposed to do, but this cast does it. And they're doing it more and more every day, and this was just our fourth time in front of an audience.
I enjoyed the cast also. I thought you did a very good job choosing the actors. What do you look for in your casting anyway?
I look for someone that can make the words real to them. And if they do, and if they land that way in a reading, then you can bet that they're going to do it when the curtain goes up.
Again, I really enjoyed the piece. It's kind of a piece in which if you're married, you understand it. If you're divorced, you'll understand it. If you're looking to get married, you really should see something like this.
Yes, well, you should. There's an honesty that they get to, and they get to tell the truth, no matter how painful. And that's what's wonderful about it, that they tell the truth. Finally, or they blurt out the truth. Either way, it's wonderful because at the end we see that there is hope, and that's what we can strive for, hope. And that's the wonderful human quality that we may carry with us from generation to generation.
Once again, I really enjoyed the piece tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you kindly.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Hi, Kirsten Kollender. I'm from Long Island originally, went to Cornell, came out here after college, been working in LA theater for the last handful of years, really loving it, really finding a lot of creative fulfillment on the stages in LA.
Okay, and which character did you play?
I played Claire. I see Claire as very pure at heart, very loving at heart, and also a big hole being there that she's attempting to fill in various ways.
Well, first, I'm from Orange County, so I see a lot of people like this. Maybe I'm like these people. Orange County has a very high divorce rate, very high success rate, very high divorce rate. So it's a lot like this play.
That's interesting. Yeah, we set the play in Studio City, but amongst the cast, we were talking about how it easily could be in the OC or in Thousand Oaks or in places very close to us, you know, that just we felt our characters could have inhabited as well, just as easily. Yeah.
Do you think this is a reflection of our times? Because, you know, the children, you know, the millennials, they're the most entitled generation. Again, high divorce rate. In the old days, the 50s, they just would have bore it out until they died. Look, we hate each other. We're just going to stay together for the kids and just bear it out until we're just dead.
Yeah, I think the deep-seated dissatisfaction, like needs that aren't being met in a marriage that are being met elsewhere in different ways, and the children being caught up in that, being caught up in that dynamic that's dysfunctional, you know, of their parents. So definitely, you know, that's the hope that people can relate to it and find themselves in these stories.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the characters because, well, first of all, I usually don't like characters who are like the Brady Bunch, where they just kind of just stand there and they're just themselves. But this really delved into a person's psyche, because normal people, where they're really not perfect, where they're kind of dysfunctional, they're kind of like, they actually hate their kids at times, they hate their neighbors at times, they're violent at times, and they're really just imperfect people. It's very honest. I really like that.
Yeah, I know. I like marvel at all the different places emotionally that we all go in the course of just, you know, an hour and 45 or whatever it is. We really do hit highs, lows, joys, grief, rage, sadness. It's kind of like all bundled in there together. So, yeah, I agree. Everything is felt.
Yeah. Once again, I really enjoyed myself tonight. I really enjoyed your acting also.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for coming and interviewing us. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Daniel Kaemon. I was born and raised in Chicago. I've been out here as an LA actor for quite a few years now, and happy to be back at Theater 40.
And which character did you play?
I played Ridley. Ridley is a by-the-books man. He is an overachiever. He is something of a perfectionist. He went to Harvard Medical School. He graduated in 3 years. I think he likes precision. I think he likes order, and he likes to be in control.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Well, they're going to get the whole gamut of what you come to see theater for. You're going to see a lot of comedy. You're going to see a lot of poignant moments. You're going to see a lot of laughs, a lot of unexpected things, too. And you're going to see a lot of humanity up there.
I actually like this play because in my life I'm going through something. My kids are getting a little older, and my wife's actually going back to work. And she is a totally different person. She's like happy now. She's dressing up. She's looking nice. And it's like she's just a total different person. It reminded me a lot of her in this show. Is she
different in a good way, or is she like stressed out and overworked and overtired, and does she relate to more like the Lauren character?
I'm not sure if you have kids. It's really stressful having kids. Really stressful. All their failures are your failures. You can never do it right. You can never raise kids correctly, so there's always something you're going to do wrong. It's very stressful.
Well, I would say this. As a father of two small, young children, it is a game changer. And I think what's so great about this show is it really delves into those life changers, like having kids, and how much it permanently alters your own life, your own reality, your day-to-day. And it's very easy to get into the grind of that and lose sight of the important things, which is, I think, what they talk about a lot in this show.
I thought it was a little slow to begin with, and some people say that and they're trying to put down the show. This one, it was kind of setting up because it was like you were looking at the Brady Bunch. It was kind of like normal, OC family, Orange County family. Mm-hmm. It was a sitcom-like, and then it really turned on a dime there, and it really shocked you, and it really got into really deep, meaningful dialogue. So again, for my viewers who come here, it'll be slow. So what I'm saying is, don't leave in the middle of it. Give it a little chance. It'll really get a lot better. I thought the ending was so much better. What are your thoughts on it?
Interesting. Well, I would say with this show, you come in expecting one thing and you go out experiencing something completely different. It completely turns. It does a 180 on you midway through, which I think is a testament to the playwright and the director for really pulling out those extremes, right? You have light and dark, you have all different shades, and I think it's multifaceted. So I think that if you want to have a genuine experience and you want to go somewhere and see a show that really does delve into both the light and dark sides of the human psyche and what we go through in our lives, I think this is a great show for you. I think if that is too much for you to handle, then maybe you should go check out Cabaret or something else.
I really enjoyed myself, and again, I recommend this for people who are married, who are divorced, and who are people who want to get married. People who want to get married should really see this play.
Whether you have kids or you don't have kids, whether you're married or don't have kids, you are going to identify with these characters because we're all human.
Once again, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Shawn Savage. Good to see you again, man. I think the last time we spoke was for the Council of the Tramp and America's Sweetheart. So Shawn Savage just been done a few shows here at Theater 40 and lucky enough to be a part of this one as well. This has been quite an experience so far. It's a crazy show. It's not, I think, like Daniel had alluded to, it's not what you think. It certainly takes a pretty big turn, and hopefully audiences will enjoy that.
And which character did you play?
Phil. Phil, for me, is kind of a big kid in a way. He loves his kids to death, and I think he obviously loves his wife and loves his family. But sometimes, the overall, it seems like theme of the show is you get caught up in the routine of life sometimes. And I think he and Lauren have gotten caught up in that as well, and that they have a successful business being photographers. But sometimes the kids and the house and the business and everything can just kind of get... It takes things over, sometimes, and you forget about the little things and the special things in life sometimes. So I think Phil, being a big kid, wants to try to insert as much fun as he can have, rather, into the seriousness of everything.
I really like the way you played because, again, you played it very vanilla, and usually that's very bad for me. I hate vanilla, but this one, you played vanilla, and at the same time, intriguing vanilla, at the same time layered vanilla, at the same time, at the same time.
I've never heard that, so thanks.
Well, I've never seen that before. I've never seen a layered vanilla person.
Thanks. I think that's the job of every actor and actress, is to add some layers. Otherwise it just becomes one-dimensional, and it's not very fun for the audience to watch, and it's not very fun to perform either. I mean, there has to be a soul to every character that you bring to life, and the thing is that I think these people are, these people, you probably met them in life before. Everybody's experienced, and obviously the good neighbor, the bad neighbor, and there's even those friends and acquaintances, maybe even family members that you have, and that where you can be one way to them, and then when they leave, that's kind of when the rumor mill sometimes starts. And oh my God, did you hear this? And do you really think that about them? And so it's a slice of life, is what I'd like to think it as. Is that everybody always says there's that line of you just want a normal life, but there's really no such thing. There's just life.
I agree. That's the way it was. If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
I think they should expect to see, like I said, something that's very relatable. The characters are relatable. Obviously, I think anyone that has kids can relate to it as well. They should expect to see something that is really fun and certainly has some charm to it and is endearing, but it definitely has some heart too. And I think you start to see that, obviously, as the second act comes along. It's not just goofy characters and funny one-liners. It definitely has some heart to it, and that's important.
I think with this piece also you have to be very patient. It's like with marriage. You got to be patient with marriage. If you're in for fun, you're in for good times, you're going to be very disappointed. This is the same thing. You have to be patient with this because you'll see the monotony, but you'll also see the depth, you'll see the ugliness, and at times you'll actually see some things that are very exciting.
And that's really what a part of being a relationship is. It's the good and the bad and the ups and the downs, and some things are great and some things are bad, you know, and in the end it's what you make of it. And really the choices that you make, you've got to live with, but even if they're bad choices or good choices, you do your best with them.
I really enjoyed the piece.
I'm psyched you loved the vanilla performance. That's
yes, I can't remember the last time I said I liked someone playing something vanilla, or they could actually add layers to a vanilla character where he's actually he's a jerk sometimes, he's a nice guy sometimes, he's actually someone I like to be with, someone I really wouldn't like to be at times. It was very interesting.
I think Phil is one of those guys where, yeah, I mean, he tells it like it is, and I mean, he doesn't necessarily need the wine to do that. But he's also the guy who I think you'd like to go have a beer with and hang out with or watch the game with. And, you know, he like I said, he adores his kids and loves playing with them. And I think that kind of makes him almost a big kid in a way, too, with how he acts around Lauren, and they kind of joke around and try to have fun, and things aren't always, you know, serious.
Once again, really enjoyed the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. Good to see you again.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I'm Christine Joelle. Well, I'm from Fairfax, Virginia, and I also am from Belgium. I have dual citizenship, a Belgian-American. And yeah, I've been a member of Theater 40 here since 2006, and just loving all the projects that I've always been involved with, especially this one. This one is just a quirky, fun, delightful, romantic comedy. And it's Halloween themed, so what better time of year to do it, right?
And which character did you play?
I played Lauren. Lauren? She definitely has many layers. She's a mother of two, and she has suspicions of her husband maybe fooling around a little bit, or she has questions about where her life is going. She feels she's adventurous, and so she feels she's stuck now, and now it's just trying to find that delicate balance of where is the love and where is your adventure moving forward, basically. So that's where I find Lauren.
I really enjoyed this piece. Well, I myself am going something in my life. My children have gotten old enough that my wife actually wants to go back to work, and she has totally changed. It's kind of like she's now happy with her life, because with her children, she was somewhat forced to you know what I mean? She was forced to live a life, but now she can go back to work, and she's smiling, and she's dressing really nice again.
It's like finding another layer of your life and moving on, and then coming to terms with that and understanding that and accepting it and taking it in. So it's that's what Lauren is. She definitely is finding that crossroads in life, going, wait a minute, I know who I was, but now I'm this person now. Am I okay with it? Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? And so you just end up questioning yourself and your path in life. Yeah.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
A dramedy. It's a delightful comedy, but there's a lot of soul. It's like a heart and soul play that it kind of takes you off guard. All of a sudden, there's a poignant moment that comes out truthful, and it's not by being malice or anything. It's just from the heart, and it takes you for a ride. And so I really appreciate that, and the honesty and the truthfulness. It just really grounds you.
Again, I thought it was almost like 10 years of marriage therapy squashed down in one night.
That's good. Yes, it is definitely marriage therapy for two different couples and two different sides of the spectrum. So it's interesting. It's to find those relationships and see where they'd be going forward from there. Whether it be remembering what just occurred or forgetting what just occurred. So it's interesting. I like that dynamic.
Once again, I really enjoyed myself tonight. I really enjoyed your acting also.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Vino Veritas will be playing at Theater 40 from September 21st to October 15th. For more information, go to www.theater40.org.